Hello everyone, so today I am here to do my summer reading plans. I usually don't do like TBR videos. I normally do like a current TBR pile video as well as like currently reading videos throughout the month, but I felt like summer is just a good time to have pretty fun, ambitious goals for a TBR. So yeah, today I'm going to be just talking about the books that I 100% plan on getting to this summer. This is not all of the books on my TBR, just the books that I like 100% am going to get to in the summer of 2020. So I have some rereads I would like to do, some new releases I'm obviously really anticipating for the summer, as well as just some contemporary books that have caught my eye recently, and a whole bunch of classics I obviously want to get to because, as you guys know, I have finally started reading classics. It was my biggest goal of 2020 was to read classics, and obviously I was reading some during the semester because I had to, but now I'm finally actually picking up classics for myself, and yeah, I have a whole bunch that I really want to get to this summer. But yeah, let's start with the rereads. So yeah, obviously I am just like everyone else, and this summer I am going to be rereading the Twilight series. Obviously everyone is currently doing this. Actually, Haley and I reread Twilight back like about a year ago, so we aren't rereading this one just because we obviously just reread it, we annotated it, all that. It's very fresh in my brain, but we have already started in on New Moon. We're about 200 pages in, and we basically plan on reading one of these per month until the release of Midnight Sun. So this has actually been really fun. I haven't reread New Moon very many times or anything, so it's actually been really fun to reread, and I'm definitely liking it a lot more than I did the first like 2 times I read it. But yes, obviously these will be getting reread as a buddy read with Haley. Another reread that I am planning on doing is The Immortalist by Chloe Benjamin. Basically, right now, this is currently my favorite book of 2020. And I just really want to reread it to annotate it, as well as just kind of confirm how much I do love it, because I read this so fast. I listened to the audiobook in literally like under 24 hours, and it was so amazing and so captivating, and I loved it so much. But I do really want to obviously annotate this and reread it to annotate it, but I do want to kind of confirm that I wasn't just kind of swept up in this like foray of a audiobook, and I actually do really like this book because, again, this is at the moment my favorite book of the year, and nothing has beat it. And I read this back in like January or February, so I would like to reread this one for those reasons. And now I have some new releases I am excited to get this summer, as well as one arc that I have that I don't believe it comes out until October or November, but that is Earthlings by Sayaka Murata, who is an author that I absolutely loved her first book, The Convenience Store Woman, and I was so excited to get an arc of this, so I definitely want to read it early and read it this summer because I'm so excited for it. I honestly was planning on reading it right when I got it, but then I got distracted by finals and stuff, so this one is definitely going to be getting read this summer. And then obviously, like I already mentioned, Midnight Sun is coming out August, I believe 8th or 10th or something like that, and you can bet I will be going to the store, picking it up, and reading it immediately on its release date. I might even do a vlog for that, who knows, but obviously I'm wicked excited, just like everyone else, for Midnight Sun. A book that I actually had pre-ordered, which I never pre-order books. Let's just talk about that. A book that I had pre-ordered is The 10 Loves of Mr. Nishio. This is a reread that I am debating doing. I'm debating rereading Kawakami's first 2 books, Strange Weather in Tokyo and The Nakano Thrift Shop, which I have over there, because those are 2 books that in my head are like 4 or 5 stars. Like, I love them so much, but then I look at my reviews and they're like 3 stars, and I'm kind of confused about my like feelings on these books. So I might reread those too, so who knows. But The 10 Loves of Mr. Nishio is a book that I'm so highly anticipating. I'm so excited. Again, I have it pre-ordered, which I never do, so very excited for her new book. Very excited. I obviously also have A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor on this list. This is Hank Green's second book to his duology that begins with An Absolutely Remarkable Thing. I absolutely love that book. I am obsessed with it. I've been eagerly anticipating this release. I do also think I will probably reread An Absolutely Remarkable Thing beforehand. Probably just listen to the audio because I did love the audiobook. So I will probably end up doing that too, but I am so excited for this release. It's gonna be awesome. So excited to see what happens in this second and final book. I have also found a new author that I would like to try out, and that is Mieko Kawakami, who is actually an author that is super hyped up by Haruki Murakami, and I just am so upset that I didn't hear about her sooner. She has a couple of books that I really want to try out. Her most recent release is Breasts and Eggs, which sounds like some feminist shit, which I am always down for Japanese literature that is also feminist. And again, anyone Murakami hypes up, I am going to check out. She seems like a very up-and-coming new author, so I'm really excited to kind of get on top of her releases as like a kind of a newer author. And then one of the other books I want to read this summer is her other release, which was Miss Ice Sandwich. And yeah, I want to read both of these. Hopefully I'm able to get my hands on them. So that's an author that I really want to try out this summer. I also have a book on here that I actually just started on audio the other day, and I'm already really enjoying it, but that is House in the Cerulean Sea, and this is a kind of urban fantasy, I guess is what it would be called. Basically about a man who works in this department that is basically social services for kids who are like special, like have special abilities and stuff. Like basically the whole plot of this, you get a call to go to this orphanage that there's literally the son of Lucifer and there's a wyvern and all of these other quite dangerous kids. Like most of the kids are like ones that can like, you know, make things float with their minds and stuff like that, but these kids are legit dangerous and he has to kind of decide what to do about these kids and their orphanage. I also hear it's a gay romance and I'm just so living for it. I'm really enjoying the audio so far. I think I'm only 20% in, but that was at the top of my list of books I really wanted to get to this summer, so loving it so far. Alright, and now we are getting into some classics. Obviously, like I think I mentioned, this is the biggest my TBR has ever been recently because I've been getting so into classics and I've been buying a lot of them because one, they're cheap, and two, I feel like I had so many classics that I was like, when you start reading classics, you can finally buy this book. So now that I'm reading classics, I have a whole bunch of books. I think my TBR is about 18 books. I might make another video, kind of current TBR pile video at another point, but at the moment these are the couple of books I 100% want to get to this summer. The first one is the one that I'm currently in the middle of, and that is The Stranger by Albert Camus. This is just a teeny tiny one. The rest of them are gigantic. So this is just a nice little one that I'm currently reading. It's literally under 200 pages. I kind of want to hit like all of the different eras. So this is modernism, I believe, or existentialism. I believe it's existentialism actually. So yeah, this is the first one and I'm already on the ball reading it. Yes. The next one I would say is probably like my biggest goal. Basically, I feel like at the beginning of the year, I had this goal to kind of fill in the gaps of my grad school reading. There are just like 4 names in books that constantly come up, and that is Ovid's Metamorphosis, which I have already read, the Bible, which I'm currently reading like over the entire year with Haley, and then the Paradise Lost by John Milton, which I'm taking an entire Milton seminar this fall, and then The Divine Comedy by Dante. So I have picked up all 3 things. If someone can tell me where to get this edition for the last book, I would love you so much because this is pissing me off. I looked for hours for this book in this edition, couldn't find it anywhere. But yeah, so we have Inferno, Purgatory, and Paradise. And yes, these do look kind of thick, but it is poetry, as well as I got the editions that one side is Italian and the other is English. Obviously, I do not speak Italian, so I will be reading the English translation. So this is kind of the last one that I really need to make it through on my own, that I haven't started yet, of those kind of books that I want to read to just kind of fill in my grad school knowledge. Like, I feel like those 4 authors and books constantly get brought up, and I always feel stupid and behind because I don't know what they are. So this is the one that I want to work through this summer. And then we have a book that has actually been getting recommended to me since last summer. My boyfriend recommended it to me. a year ago in the first ever video we did together, and ever since a lot of people have been recommending it to me, and that is Tess of the D'Urbervilles by Thomas Hardy. I've never read Thomas Hardy before, and this seems to be a classic that is very, very well loved. I also feel like a lot of people say it's very accessible compared to a lot of classics, so yeah, we're gonna try it out, have some fun with it. Yes. The next one is one I just actually talked about in my try a chapter tag video that went up like the other day, and that is Middlemarch by George Eliot. This is actually written by a woman, and it is a very early feminist novel. Basically, I'm kind of putting some distance between Bleak House and this because they do seem pretty similar. It seems like we're following a bunch of different characters and perspectives. We're following two young girls and kind of looking at their experiences in London, and also like really delving into what were these times like. And yeah, I am really excited for this though because it is such an early feminist novel, and I am excited to read this, but I'm definitely gonna put a little distance before reading it so I don't keep comparing it to Bleak House. And then we have my first Russian classic, and that is The Idiot by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I also have The Brother Karamazov, which I bought both of them because I absolutely love these editions of books. They are my absolute favorite editions, but I'm more interested in The Idiot, so I will be reading this one first. Obviously, if I love this, I will continue on to The Brothers Karamazov, but we're gonna start with The Idiot. It's a little bit shorter. I, for some reason, thought this was gonna be a lot shorter, but it's fine. So yeah, this is looking at Prince Mishkin, who comes from an asylum in Switzerland. He like returns to Russia, and it looks a lot at the ruling class of Russia and like the Russian hierarchy and stuff. I'm very interested in it. I feel like Fyodor Dostoevsky is kind of a name to work towards when reading classics, so I'm really excited to at least be giving him a shot. I also have another Dickens because I did just read at Bleak House and really like it, so I was like, let's just keep the ball rolling, and that is Our Mutual Friends by Dickens. This I feel like is one of his most famous ones and one of his most talked about. It's a pretty chunky book, but again, I just read Bleak House. I really enjoyed it. I have learned to really enjoy his writing, so might as well just keep it going. And the last book on my summer TBR is actually a book that I'm so excited for because people like this book more than like the kind of big book by this person, and that is Charlotte Bronte's Shirley. I see so many comments saying that this is better than Jane Eyre, and I love Jane Eyre. Like, Jane Eyre will be on my favorite books of 2020, so I'm really interested to read this book that so many people say is even better. I feel like this one just isn't as famous. I didn't even know that she had other books besides Jane Eyre until I looked it up, but I have no clue what this is about. All I know is it's Charlotte Bronte, so I'm going to try it out. But anyways, those are all of the books that I plan on reading this summer. Obviously, I will be reading a lot more books than just this summer. Obviously, I always have an audiobook going, and I will probably read several books in between all of these. But yeah, these are kind of the main goals for summer 2020. But anyways, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and definitely tell me down below in the comments if you have read any of these books, which ones do you think I should bump to the top of the list and get to as soon as possible. All of that kind of stuff down in the comments below. But anyways, I love you all, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye!